So I have a few stories to tell. It was a very complicated year. I've had a complicated life, especially after I found Jesus. I thought it was going to be the other way, but it actually got more complicated. So this one trip, a bunch of stuff went really not good. Me and my son were poisoned. We looked horrible, and it's a long story. This other thing went down with an old friend of the family, with the government. We didn't know, but we had to go because there was something with where we were living, and it contributed to us getting sick. So we just headed out. We were gonna go by the cabin, and we just prayed and prayed. And these deer that we would see, a doe and another, I don't know if it was her baby, were dead on that road. We couldn't turn on it. So we just left town. Okay, it was bad. I was really sick. My son was sick, but we were sick in like a different way. But still sick, our skin, our eyes, everything. We just prayed and headed across the country. Long story short, by the time we got to Mount Shasta, California, there was a few stops along the way. We landed there for just a few months or so and came home. I had to tell everyone I met, and it was terrible to do. There was a lot of youth, and they would travel through in these vans and groups and party and run around naked and not go to the bathroom right, and then go back down to the cities, okay? A lot of them would be from San Diego, LA, all there, okay? So here's Fruitcakes from Michigan. I think some of them nicknamed me like Crazy Fire Lady, Crazy Jesus Fire Lady. I didn't care, okay? I don't know these people. They can spread whatever they wanted. If I didn't tell them while we were visiting California for the summer and into the fall that most of California was going to be burnt down in 10 years, and after, I don't even know if it would go 20. So I don't know, that's 2009, so I was a little off, right? But the 10, like, if they couldn't get out of there in 10 years, it could get very dire, okay? And so that was 2000. That doesn't matter right now. I didn't like doing it, and I was stressed about it. It didn't make friends. It didn't help us find a permanent place to stay and stuff like that, so. But other great stuff that happened is some people did find Jesus while we met them. And they were sweet little hippies, old hippies, and they got back to Jesus or found Jesus. We didn't even try. Actually, what we were displaying, living out of a 4-door Buick with a dog, a little boy, it looked odd, you know, and yet those were the people that helped us. Then they found Jesus. We gave food. They found Jesus. We picked sage with them. They gave us their food. We gave them a ride. We hung out. We camped. Played drums. We danced. We hugged. We cried. We praised the Lord. We made some art, and we hung out and maybe made some mistakes too, but we still loved each other, and they found Jesus too. Okay, so, and then there was a lot of bad in between too. But a lot of good. And we saw some places that are probably look like the apocalypse now. And we wouldn't have been able to get back there probably. So look, it was just all of this, just like life. A bunch of wonderful, a bunch of beautiful, a bunch of perfect. Castle Lake is perfect. Heart Lake, you hike up to Heart Lake off of Castle Lake. It's magically God. If you can't find Creator God there, I don't know where you're gonna find him. You go up on Mount Shasta Mountain. If you can't find Creator God there, I don't know where you're gonna find him. I mean, I named like 1,000 places like that in this country. I miss that. I can't see that stuff. There's reasons between me and the Lord why I can't see those things daily. I don't have an audience. Maybe one day I will, dead and gone, and these will just pop up. They'll release them. They won't have everything blocked on me. They don't want me to make money. They've ruined every business I've tried. Oh no, the thoughts is gone now. Oh gosh, it was a good one too. It was just like a good wrap up. You know what I mean? Take 3. I'll be right back. So my dress kind of matches the dog's. It's a little big. I got to take it in. I got to bring it up. As I'm only 5'3"-ish, and it's too long. It's for a normal sized human woman. So I and so, but it's cute, and it was $9, and the shipping costed as much as the dress. I'm indifferent a little bit, but it's mainly because it's too big. But if I went too small, I can't sew it, you know. So we're gonna figure out how I'm gonna wrap this up. Okay, so why can't I live in the mountains and stuff? From what I learned on some trips is once I get back into the wilderness, I just want to go deeper into the wilderness and only be with God and very few people ever again. And I'm sorry that I said that because that doesn't make me a good person. Okay, I'm not trying to say that doesn't make me a good person. It's that I'm older now, and I had a very compact, event-filled life, and a lot of it, when I was young, I couldn't control. And then when I could, what I thought seemingly control it, I found Jesus, and then he had these, ideas that are literally came into fruition, but I don't take credit for some of the things. There's just no need for it because other people, it was kind of like I call it the secret helpers, and we do secret help because it's like a God network and we can do things. And I say Jesus is wizards, but there is something in the Bible that says wizards are bad. So I used to just say it's just Jesus is wizards because we work in a different way. We're the good wizards with Jesus, just like there's a bad wizard or something, but I guess we're not supposed to use the word wizard. So we're God's children and we have spiritual gifts. But the reason I can't go stay in the mountain is because I wasn't born to live in a mountain. I was born to upset and agitate many of my fellow humans because I love them so deeply. I want to do something with the Lord where it forces them to wonder and then something clicks. It's just something different. And me and Jesus have been working on it, but since I won't stop swearing, talking like a sailor, things like that, it technically has to just be under entertainment, I think. So, and then I can say, well, maybe today we'll read a Bible verse. But, even my husband has admitted, I seem to be able to stay on track 15, 20 minutes. Then somehow I kind of revert, like go into silly behavior. I start tapping into just the most ridiculous shit. And it fucks up the adult, keeping the mask fully on till I go into silly stuff. And it's upsetting. And a lot of my classmates would tell me I was silly, but see, I was made fun of at home a lot and mocked, and I'm dumb and I'm stupid and ha, you cry baby, shut the fuck. Okay, and then I would go to school and then I was being told that I was funny, ha, silly, and it was just like, oh my God, and that I was dumb, and I was dumb, and then it was just this problem of mine. So then once God and I got going with this healing stuff, I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to own silly. It's inevitable. You're gonna have to own that you have a very expressive face and there's nothing you can do about it. And a bunch of other things. And then I like myself more today. I do. But the reason I can't live in a mountain is because it's the closest I ever felt to God, and he never once really said in my spirit, that he would, what I would get was, he would say, this is just for a season. And I would be like, you mean a really long, see, let's just stop. See, so if he can put up with me, he loves you too. I can guarantee are much more easier to manage. Now, get to Jesus. Stop fiddle-faddling around. Forget about all the political divide. Nothing's safe. I should have never said anything about a government group coming in bigger where I am. They're liable to just send more cartel, and I will be dead sooner. Now, we need a miracle. I mean, this, more than ever, we need a miracle. And if we have not already built up a human American army to save us, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm sorry to be sounding like a doomsayer, but we need a miracle.